Rolling right about now. Hey, everybody, how's it
Hey.
going? Welcome to episode number 137 of Mirrorless Mayhem. I mean, Mirrorless Minutes. You'll find out what that slip about
Yeah.
mayhem was here shortly. So this week, Mike is broadcasting from home thanks to a worldwide pandemic,
Yep.
as everybody is well aware of. So just a quick recap. Last week's episode, we kind of talked about black and white photography and
Mhm.
kind of threw it out there for people. Was it on our show where I mentioned giving away the presets? It was, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay, good. Because I've been doing so much streaming lately, I'm losing track of what I say where. So
That's scary.
so on that, it really is. Now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what have I said to who and who else
Yeah.
heard it?
Right.
So on this week's show, I've got a few images to share that were submitted. We'll just go over a few of those images, and then we'll talk about the presets giveaway and another preset giveaway that we're going to do on the next show. So this is going to be fun. And the mayhem part of this week's episode is brought to you by a whole slew of people who are going to jump in here in a minute and just kind of chat. So I think what I'll do is we're going to run through, we'll do the image share real quick. I'll share what people had submitted for the black and white challenge. And then Mike has some images to share. He's been shooting. I shot a couple of photographs in the last 2 weeks, which is amazing that I actually did that. And then we'll start bringing on some of our viewers, some of our co-hosts for this week's show, and they're lining up down there in the row. It's gonna be an interesting show.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So just really quick before we get into that. Okay, cool. We just had a chat pop up in our private chat room. It was somebody who's going to be on here momentarily.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I'm thinking, I'm sitting here
different
talking
time zones.
Right. Oh, we're spanning literally
The
from
US.
East Coast to the West Coast in this week's episode, and it has nothing to do with Mike and I.
No.
So here, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick screen share, and I'm going to go through the images that were submitted. And then we will talk about the presets, and then Mike he'll share some of his images, and then we'll start bringing on some guests. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to do this quick share and bring that bad boy up right here, and I'm going to blow it up full screen. I think there we go.
I'm going to see if you picked. I see one of them you got that I've picked already.
Good. So we're going to start off here. This is from Adam. Adam is a local photographer here in Michigan. Actually, really not too far from where I live. Actually, Adam lives about 2/3 of a mile, half a mile from my barn. So
are you serious? I didn't know he was right there.
Yeah, he lives just down the road. And actually, the barn that I call it my barn, but the barn.
Yeah, the barn.
The farm behind the barn, a different farm, is actually, I think, his brother's or his cousin's.
Oh wow.
So and rumor has it he's trying to acquire the property that my barn sits on. So that might bode well.
Well, maybe he would sell it to you then.
I just want some of the wood. So again, thanks Adam for submitting this. Adam is our one non-mirrorless shooter for this week's show. So
hey, there you go.
I like somebody who's brave enough to jump into this without a mirrorless camera. Thanks, Adam, for sharing. Appreciate that. So the next one is from Bob. Bob is one of our longtime friends, fans, workshop attendees, everything. And Bob is from Wisconsin. He shared this black and white. Unfortunately, I didn't pull down any information on these images, like what camera they were shot with and all of that. But I'm thinking this was done in camera, Bob. And if Bob is in the chat room watching or listening, he could chime in if he wants and give us a little bit of info for the people viewing. I'm a sucker for leading lines. I think everybody is in photography. And then when you can really show them off with this nice sweeping railing on the staircase, that's great stuff. Another cool submission from a sweet friend of ours, Karen. I know that this was in Joshua Tree. I remember reading that from the description. Gorgeous. That's a location I would love to get out to and shoot.
It's beautiful, man. I got that shot almost.
Nice. Yeah, it
is beautiful. Great hiking.
And then another one of our viewers here in Michigan.
All right, there's mine.
Yeah. So this was from Rich. And I just want to wish Rich good tidings and hope his wife is feeling well. she's actually one of those people that I don't know her personally, but she's actually been affected by the whole COVID thing. She was fighting that, and that's a pain. I can't even imagine what that was like. So it's very, I guess, poignant that he's sharing this Lysol bottle. I think so. Rich is in the chat room right now. Excuse me, sorry, I'm clearing my throat constantly. It's not COVID. If Rich wants to just describe in any detail, if he wants, how his processing went with this, because this is freaking so cool. I don't even, it looks like black light UV. It's almost got,
it's got a real different, that's what I loved about it.
Yes, it looks almost like a graphic was created.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I had that. I was trying to think, where is.
All right, and then so I actually have two photos I kind of snuck in here too. So he said he underlit it with an LED on a glass plate. So that's literally just glowing from the inside out.
That's why. Dude,
that's cool. So cool. Killer work, man. I love that.
Yeah. That makes sense now too. That's really neat.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, so it's the same technique that I've done with whiskey bottles and stuff in the past, but not to this kind of effect. This is just super cool.
Yeah.
So I snuck out. This is just a shot in Lansing with the Pen F. Oh my God, love affair with the Pen F. I don't really have much to say about that. And then also made it out with the infrared camera one more time. The fields are now freshly plowed out at the barn that I shoot at. So I actually submitted black and whites to the black and white challenge. I don't win the presets. And then I'll just jump through and do just a couple more photos really quick here. Sorry about bopping in and out to do this, but of course I went back to the barn with a not infrared camera. This is shot with my Sony, and this was the first time I did long exposures with the Sony too. And I'm finding that for all the things I love about the Sony, there are just as many things I do not love about the Sony. This was shot was it yesterday or 2 days ago? 2 days ago. It was crazy windy. And I know that with my Olympus gear, if there's a little bit of shake on a windy day on the tripod, it seems to compensate for that really well.
Doesn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it does an amazing job. And I think that I shot maybe 6 or 7 long exposure shots, and 2 of those were just complete garbage blur. They were horrible. And yeah, I get asked all the time, oh my gosh, you're shooting with the Sony. What's going on? What's going on? And it's, well, it's just another tool. And I'm finding that this tool isn't as sharp as other tools for some things, versus others. Yeah. And then just a walk in the woods. And this was last week or Sunday. Maybe it was Sunday. Just went for a walk in the woods. It was whatever the last nice day we had here in Michigan was. I don't know. Was it like a year ago or was it 2 days ago? I can't even remember. But this is with the EM5 Mark III and the 60 millimeter macro. God, so I'm back in love with the EM1s again, and not the X's. That EM1 Mark III is really a great little camera. It's been a while since I've shot something without a grip. So
you're so used to that, and that's sort of the opposite of me where I'm at. I still have a hard time getting used to the grip built in. It just feels like my old Nikon actually. But
right,
I mean, but the EM1 Mark III is just, oh man, it's nice.
So before I stop talking, sorry to jump in again. I forgot to mention. So it was the whole black and white challenge, and I said I have these presets that well, I like them because I made them, but they got really popular over on the Photographer website when he kind of showed them off over there a couple years ago after I developed them. And they got a lot of interest from a lot of people. When he published that article, I had hundreds of downloads from my site. And it's run its course, and I thought I should do something with that to be able to give that away and not, keep trying to sell it anymore. So everybody that entered, I know I said we'd pick a couple and then we'd, hand it out to winners, but you guys you're all winners in our book. So what's going to happen is in the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook group, I'm going to pin a post to the top after the show. It's going to have a link to a Dropbox folder, and you can just download the zip file from there. And these are Lightroom presets. So if you're a Lightroom user, good for you. If you're not, I'm sorry, I don't have them for any other system. But so everybody gets these presets. It's just a handful of them, but they're a lot of fun, I think.
Did you see the things I sent you? I forgot to ask.
So that was the tease that I was doing for the next challenge.
That's cool.
So Mike shared a batch of presets that he's got as well. And I think that I will let Mike pick a challenge for everybody, and we'll kind of go through the same process, and maybe everybody gets them next time. Maybe it's just a handful of winners.
I can tell you right now, because most of it's almost all about street, all the presets. So we should do empty streets.
Ooh,
empty streets.
Now is the time.
Yeah. Now is the time to find them.
You heard it here, folks. Empty streets is the next challenge.
I'd love to see it. Be careful though, just in case there's a car coming.
Yeah. What are those? I hear you have to worry about coyotes walking through the streets now, like in I think it was Chicago. They were showing coyotes walking downtown.
I know, I saw that. That's crazy.
Do you have some images you want to share?
Yeah,
Mike?
yeah. Because so let me get into here and go here and here and here. Let's see. Oh, here. Oh, that was one of the ones we were talking about. This is one I was looking at from Jason.
Ready to have me drop it in?
Can you go ahead?
I gotcha.
All right, great. So this is in. Cool.
Yes,
sir. I grabbed the Facebook post itself on this one so we could see the camera and everything. But I love the shadows in this with the dog. I mean, so deep and dark in here is just amazing, and it tells you what you can do when you're just there's my bottle. So I went out and looked for barns.
Nice.
My dad is writing a book. It's like his 5th book he's written, and he says, I want some pictures of barns for the cover or something. I said, all right. So I showed him a lot of stuff I had. He said they were too nice. So I went looking north to find some ratty stuff. I got this house. But I just love the clouds. And this is with the new EM1 Mark III, or Mark III 12-100 lens on it. And actually it's an HDR image, and then put into just for the monotone 7, I believe, that I was using on all these from Lightroom, right out of the monotone ones.
Yep.
And just I mean, the way it blurs out in the sky and stuff, I really like to see. Just a couple images of that one thing. Again, I love it when we take those and make them those black skies.
Yeah.
And this was a cool looking house sitting out there. Found one little barn way off in the distance. This is with the 40-150, all the shadows coming in here. I was going to get closer, but I saw the guy out there looking at me.
Yeah.
And it's just, when you're out in the country, you're really easily spotted.
Oh, for sure.
Especially at this time, people are going, why is a person taking pictures during the pandemic of my barn? I don't know what they think I'm doing, but whatever. I just got in the car and left. I didn't want to hassle with it.
Farmers have shotguns sometimes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. But there's an old water pump in front of that house that I loved, and with the 40-150, just stretching it out there. But yeah, so it was good. It was good to get out into the it was just good to get out and walk around in some country, something different than in the city. And I mean, I could walk around the city, but I'm going to get the same empty streets right now.
Right.
I was getting in the country. And at the same time, I found a new place that I can practice gravel riding. So how about that? There's a twofer. Didn't bring the bike though.
Multi-purpose. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to pop in Jeff Zimmerl now. I hope I'm saying his name right. And if I'm not saying,
I'm sure he'll tell you
last name right. He'll let me know. Zimmerly. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So at least I didn't say Zimmern, like Jeff Zimmern, oh, you're related to that cook guy on TV. Sweet. So it's good to see you, Jeff. Jeff's been on, he was up in the UP with Mark Miller, Jerry James, and I for the workshop up there. So exciting to have you on the show. Good. Hope things are going well for you right now. Doing okay?
Going good.
Good. Yeah. Still out shooting, getting some photos.
Still out shooting. Went out the other day, this past weekend, Sunday, and shot a bunch of stuff and got some good shots, and was able to, use the different filters on the EM5 Mark II, so was able to use a lot of features.
Nice. What area are you in? Michigan, Jeff?
Lansing.
Oh, okay, you're in Lansing. Okay, so you're next door neighbor to Jamie.
I am.
He's my neighbor. So we're just going to kind of sort of drop people in kind of in the order that they showed up on the show. Like this gentleman right here, Bob Panic.
Oh, hey.
Good to have you on, Bob.
Well, glad to be on.
Definitely. So how have you been doing through all of this crazy madness?
I've been working.
Working. So have I. Working from home. Now I know what you're like.
I was just going to say, you're doing the same thing you were doing before, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Just nobody talks about sending me anywhere anymore.
Yeah. Well, you were like Mike. It seemed like you were traveling a lot all the time.
Yeah. I go hit and miss. I mean, sometimes I'll do 3-4 months straight where I have to be on site, you know, every week. But I always go to the same conference room and the same hotel and see nothing.
Right.
They send me to New York and I go to the Bronx or Yonkers.
Yeah.
Which are quite frankly the cesspool of New York. I mean, Queens is a step up. It's that bad.
Yeah.
So, you know, they said, well, how far is it to downtown New York? I said, so about 15 miles. And he says, well, just go. I said, you realize it's an hour-and-a-half trip.
I was just going to say that's an hour and a half.
Yeah. It's like, and then you got to park and it just,
Yeah.
That was trouble most of the time.
For sure.
I did something I've never done before with my Olympus gear. I shot video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. A friend of mine from high school who does local journalism, for lack of a better term, his camera broke. And he called me up and says, can you help me? I said, sure, why not? This is something I've never tried before. I'll give it a shot. And it turned out really good. I was impressed at how actually easy it was to do.
Yeah. So have you ever done video with any other camera systems?
My iPhone, and quite frankly, we really don't want to talk about the results.
Yeah. Where it really shines, the image stabilization is so good for video.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're halfway decent, you know, with steadiness, I mean, you can almost look like you're on a gimbal half the time when you're shooting.
Well, in this particular case, we put it on a tripod, but you know, just for what we were doing, it worked out better to do that.
Yeah.
Because it was just an interview, and you know, so it was. You know,
very cool. Hey, so Bob Remashevsky in the chat room chimed in on his staircase photo that was done with the Pen F. I had a feeling, I didn't want to assume it was the Pen F, but I had a feeling it was the Pen F.
Yeah, when you see Bob's street photos, they're usually the Pen F.
Yep. Hey, so we're gonna drop in Susan Pincus. So Susan hails from Philly. If
she
I'm
does.
not mistaken, right?
I like her hat.
I just want to see lightning behind you, Susan.
I know she's got the greatest.
Why isn't there lightning behind you?
Here's the view.
Oh, yeah. No.
Jeez.
Jamie, I'm thinking, why didn't we put that on the workshop when we were there at Susan's place?
Instead of shooting,
time.
Right?
Next
For
time.
sure.
I had one good lightning storm early on in the pandemic. I had one really good.
Yeah.
But I did try something new. I tried taking pictures, bubble pictures in at home on glass. Using like Rain-X on a piece of glass, to make water bubble up and get the refractions from whatever's below it. I tried it a couple of times. I got better more times I tried it. I'm still working on it. I think I'm having trouble focusing on the bubbles. I'm getting better.
Yep.
And I'm also at my tripod. It's just a straight up one, so I'm.
So it's hard to do,
yeah.
So it's even though I'm using an Olympus, it's just a EM10 Mark II. I'm not steady enough. So that the little picture, the little refracted picture isn't coming in focused enough. But I'm working on it.
Sounds like a job for a platypod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good job for patience.
yeah. You could buy all kinds of stuff doing that. I don't remember setting up everything. Going, oh, I need one more thing.
Yeah, well, I have a glass table.
Oh, nice.
So that makes
it this way it gets clean too.
All right, I don't have to get a glass.
Yeah, you just
and you're protecting it from germs by putting Rain-X on there. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But
the Rain-X makes a bubble.
Yeah.
Makes spray water bubble. So
very cool.
That was my at-home photography project.
Nice.
All right, so I'm gonna kick Jeff out real quick. So we've got people lining up to join in. Hey, thanks Jeff for swinging in, and just remember where I live after this all lifts, so we can get out shooting. Okay. All right, good deal. I'll see you later, Jeff.
See you, Jeff.
All right, there we go. So I know we've got people lining up to get in. I think the next person we had lined up was Jeff Sweet. So how are you doing, Jeff? Jeff, we're talking to you. I think he's talking to somebody off camera. He's got himself muted. So
does he have himself muted?
Yeah.
So we can say all kinds of nasty things about him.
We could.
Well, I guess. I think he's just jamming out with the music.
He's either saying say nasty things about me or
right. Well, and this is how it works when you when you do this live and bring people in. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna remove Jeff from the stream, and we're gonna pop in. Who was next in line? Maybe it was Rick Kefjan. How you doing, Rick?
Oh, hey, Rick. How's it going?
He's always been a weird angle.
Oh, so we've got no mic from Rick, but we're gonna read lips. We're gonna read lips. That's okay.
No mic.
Yep.
Why is it so bright outside at Rick's house?
I don't know. It's brighter than it is at my house too.
Yeah, me too. Bob, is it light at your house?
I don't know. It was getting dark last time I saw, but
it's pretty dark at Susan's there.
So is your workspace in the basement, Bob, or is it first floor? Is it basement?
Yeah. I built an office. Oh God, quite a few years ago because the kids outside screaming and yelling and carrying on like kids do were really hard to do conference calls.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. All right. So we're gonna boot Bob out because Bob was
bye everybody.
And we're gonna bring in we'll bring in Jerry, who's just playing with his earbuds. I think I'm pretty much just choosing people who look like they're 100% not ready to talk and then just throwing them in here to the wolves. So
can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Jerry.
We can hear you. Were you doing surgery? I can't get these
ones to work. What's up, Mike? Everybody else, Rick?
Yeah. Were you doing surgery on your headphones, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to. They were working. I don't know. I was using them with my phone earlier. Now I can't get them to connect to my laptop.
That's the trouble with Bluetooth.
Right.
Hence this. I could have bought a Bluetooth adapter that's made for these to snap on, and I thought, I've seen too many weird issues with Bluetooth, so I'm just gonna avoid it. I'll be hardwired like a DJ.
How's everybody doing? Everybody staying safe?
I think we're all hanging in there, trying to do our best anyways. So I don't know if you heard earlier, but Susan's in Philly. Susan was on our workshop in Philadelphia the night that we just got the most incredible lightning.
Yeah, the best lightning in a long time that I've seen.
Oh, it was an incredible night. Yeah, and Rick's
drunk.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
All right, man. I'm looking at Rick. I just want to know why it's so light at Rick's house. That's all I want to know.
Right. All right. Hey, so we got Ted Pembroke's in the house in the chat room here. Hey, nice to see you, Ted. Hope everything's going well. So we're gonna remove Susan, and we're gonna bring someone else in next. We'll probably thanks Susan so much for showing up. It was good.
Get some lightning.
Yes, send it our way, please. Please send it to me. Oh, you're on mute. I think you got yourself muted. And there we go.
Yeah, it's not doing, but if it starts lightning during the program, I'm gonna.
All right, we're holding you to it.
All right, good deal. You take care, Susan.
All right, you too.
Bye. All right, who we got up next? Do we try to bring Jeff back in? Jeff, are you listening? If you are, look at your camera. Oh. I think.
Is he?
Nope. Still muted.
Well, I'll let him unmute himself, and then he can come back in.
Jeff.
All right. How's it going, John? Surprise.
Oh, hey. I hope we don't catch anybody in a conspicuous position here, you know.
I know, right? It's kind of
you are doing a 5-second delay, right?
Right.
I probably should be doing a 5-second delay. Just for myself, because who knows what I'm going to say half the time.
Yeah.
I'm out here on the left coast.
Yeah.
Left coast.
Yeah.
Well, so is it left if I'm standing in front of the map or behind it?
I think in front.
All right, good. So whereabouts exactly?
We're just outside of Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
Portland, Hillsboro, Oregon.
Nice.
Yeah, you definitely are on the left coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Portland's on the bucket list, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good area.
Right.
Yeah, I've never made it that way. Well, I mean, no.
Right now, Eaton Rapids is on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Right. Well, hey,
we're still in pretty good shape here. We can still get out and take some pictures and stuff.
Yeah, good. We so here in my little town, when I say little, I mean very little town.
Mm-hmm.
We're one of three places in Michigan where the Rite Aid has a drive-through COVID testing, which I don't understand. It makes no sense because our town is so small.
Yeah,
and we're like a farming community, so I don't understand why we have it here, but bizarre.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm just ready for this to lift. I've got travel plans. I've got a life I want to move forward.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I want to shoot, man.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You know, I want. Oh, so my kids, you know, they're teenagers, 14 and 19. Yesterday, you know, they're schooling from home now. Their school instantly flipped over to online learning, which was great. Yesterday, I didn't see my 14-year-old until 4:00 when he came down and said, "So what are we going to do for dinner tonight?" And I didn't see my 19-year-old until dinner was done. They did not leave their rooms. I think for them, if I didn't tell them, hey, there's a pandemic going on, I don't even think they would know.
That's how
they wouldn't even know.
They're liking the lockdown.
Yeah.
Unlimited YouTube. I'm gonna cut the internet off.
All right.
There you go.
So Dave Bostador is asking how you're feeling, Jerry.
What was that?
Dave Bostador is asking how you are feeling in the chat room.
I'm feeling good, Dave. Thanks for asking. I feel better than I did. Tell you that.
And Jeff chimed in that he had a call from work that he had to take. I completely understand that, Jeff. So we'll
okay.
We'll pop him in now.
How about we just watch him? Take a call from work.
Oh, hey, hold on. So John's got a screen to share. You want me to pull these up, John?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's do that. I'm excited to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's some portrait stuff I was doing in the backyard on Easter Sunday with
neat.
daughter and son-in-law and my little granddaughter.
Nice.
And this was with the EM1 Mark II and the Sigma 24mm 1.7.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Wow, cool.
I have no experience shooting with the Sigma lenses on Olympus.
Yeah, me either.
They perform well for you?
Yeah, actually, it's a pretty nice little lens. Nice little, almost a nifty 50.
Oh, is it that small?
Well, nice. It's not that small. It's a pretty good size lens. It's an old 4/3 lens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Very cool. Is that one of their art series or art lenses?
Yeah, I believe so. It's got the manual clutch and stuff on it.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. You know what? I didn't know that other brands were doing the manual focus clutch. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat little lens. Well, I shoot mostly 4/3 lenses on the Mark II.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like 4/3, regular 4/3.
Yeah,
not
regular.
micro 4.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
so what do you shoot?
High grade 4/3 stuff like 12 to 60 and the 50 to 200 SWD and a lot of those kind of lenses. I've got the old 7 to 14 f4 and the 11 to 22 is a fun lens. And
do you have the 50mm f2?
I do have the 50 f2.
Oh my gosh! I'll tell you what, I love that lens. That lens
is so sharp.
Oh, it is. It's seriously, I think still to this date, probably one of the sharpest lenses I've ever put on camera. It's astounding. So it looks like you guys had a lot better weather than we have.
Yeah.
You're in Portland. What's going on?
Yeah.
All right. So talk us through this one. Was this in camera selective color?
Yes, in camera selective with the Pen F.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Jelly.
Now,
yes.
now so, the pen. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, this was just in front of our Civic Center in downtown Hillsboro.
Where are all the people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun features on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of the other guys sitting here in the group chatting right next to you, Jerry, he's really dying for a Pen F. I keep trying to get into
Jerry
drink that Kool-Aid. Drink that Kool-Aid. He'd love it. Oh my god.
Oh, I know he would.
Yeah, there it is. Yo, and I looked on the site today and they don't got no more black and silver ones, man. What?
Just
really?
Pick up a black one. Go all stealth mode.
I know. That's what I did.
It's a gorgeous camera. I love
it.
Oh yeah, I want one of those.
This is my whole kit for the Pen F.
Here's a black and silver
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
That's the film one, though.
Oh, is
that's
it? Nice.
Yeah, that's the film one. The half negative one.
My first Olympus camera was.
Mike, do you develop your own film or negatives at least?
I send them out. I have time for that. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start developing my negatives and scan them.
So I had a guy at a workshop do it in the bathtub in his room when we had to do image share the next day.
Really?
Yeah, I was very impressed.
So you said that was your first film camera, John?
What's that?
You said that was your first film camera?
Well, after the little point and shoot Instamatics, I got my first real film camera was a Pen FT.
Okay.
Yeah, with that where you could double up on the pictures.
Nice.
Right? Yeah, 36 exposures on it.
Right.
That
was a big deal.
All right, we'll pop John Thomas on here. So John joined Jerry and I when we did our stream the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And you can hear me this time, right?
Loud and clear. Very well, sir. Very well.
Hey, John.
I figured it out. It was my browser was the wrong browser.
I need to talk to you. Yeah. Can I talk to you? And
all right, we'll bop you out so you guys can chat for a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us, John. I appreciate it.
See you, John. Thanks. Stay safe.
So this is where you ambush somebody like Rich and say, "Hey, Rich,
hey guys, what's up?
Not all. How you hanging in there, man?
Good. I just wanted to say thanks for what you guys do. We appreciate it. I don't get out to shoot as much as I want, and you guys are kind of helping me reinvigorate the passion a little bit. I obviously you guys knew I was on quarantine lockdown, and Mike said, hey, shoot one of your pets, and I'm like, the dog died a year and a half ago. I didn't want to say that, but I looked over and I saw that stupid Lysol bottle sitting there, and I'm like, that resonates with me. That's what my life is right now. Yeah.
That was two reasons I liked it besides the processing and the way it was taken. I think it was just so current.
It resonates
it speaks to the time.
Everyone.
I had different Lysol bottles, but that one was the fragrance of it was called A Brand New Day. So I'm like, oh man, we all need a brand new day right now, So it's fun. And what I did is I picked this little guy up, and you see that a while back, like $20 on Amazon, and I haven't played with it much, but I remembered, I got that LED, and so I had lights off in my office, and I put that down on the desk, and I put a piece of 8x10 glass over it, and I had too much bleed around it, so then I went and got some black construction paper and cut around it and lit it from underneath and shut all the lights down, and I had to post it a little bit in Lightroom, but it turned out. Rarely can I get something to turn out like I thought it would, and I liked it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's super cool.
It's always good when you got an idea in your head and you can actually
get it works.
Well, yeah, I had it that night, and then a week went by, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to do that thing, and it was like 9 o'clock at night, and my wife goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "I got something I got to do."
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Oh, so. Yeah. It's an incredible shot. Are you printing that one off and framing that one? That's cool.
Really cool. I might, I'm thinking about all the black and whites, and I do a lot of black and whites, and I don't know if I can I screen share something?
You sure can.
This comes right off of my website, and this is something my son, when he was 12, wanted to go to San Francisco for spring break. Mm-hmm. So we went, I'm going to try this here, and see if I do the right one. There we go. We went out to, all right, can you see that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we went out to San Francisco, and this was shot when I only had the M10, mm-hmm. and this is the Redwoods in Muir Woods.
Yep.
Yeah, we all been there.
Looking straight. Yeah. I mean, it's something probably everybody does, but it's still one of my favorite shots. So
where'd you get that EM10?
I wanted at a little photo walk.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. Hooked into thousands of dollars of cost over time. Now I have the M10. I bought my son an M10. I have an M1. I have the M1 Mark II.
So what you're saying is it worked on Olympus's part to give that to you?
Yeah, you guys, they made their money back.
Right.
Quite. Yeah, I've got the 40 to 150. I've got the I've got the 1240. Yeah, but I'm not out shooting much right now because, as you guys do or don't know, but I shoot a lot of my kids' sports. So I shoot the entire hockey season, and I was all geared up for lacrosse, and we got nothing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I've talked too much. You can kick me out now.
You can shoot the NFL draft tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I said what's going to happen is the NHL or NFL draft is at 7:59. I'm turning the TV off, and I'm not a sports person. Only hockey and kids hockey because NHL wasn't much for us to watch with the Wings this year.
No, not at all.
So Mike Hedge chimed in and said Muir Woods very cool. He'd love to go back there again.
Big time.
And Jerry James said, "Oh yeah, everybody, we've all been there." No,
I forgot you guys didn't go.
No. I've only been there because I took my wife there a year and a half later than when we should have been there with Olympus. We should just leave that alone because that's a sore spot.
It's really sore.
Real sore.
Yeah. Should have been there the same day Jeff and Jerry were there. You and I.
Corners of our screen of just laughing because they were there.
The rest of the trip was a blast, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
it was great hearing about it from you guys.
Yeah, I bet it was incredible. I've never seen a redwood ever in my life.
Well, if you do go to San Francisco, I have a tip for you. The Ghirardelli chocolate factory there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you go in, they give you a little sample, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go in one door, exit, come back in another door, they'll give you another sample. You can just keep that going.
I think we were right next to there and we were having lunch that day.
We were. When we had lunch, we were right down the street from it.
Jerry spit his food out all over the place because it had seafood in it. Yeah, good times for sure. Hey, Jeff, good to have you on. It looks like you.
Thanks. I'm back. I was.
Hey, Jeff.
I got a work call right in the middle of this. Thanks for. It's good to connect with everybody.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting, you're just a couple of hours off from us, so you're probably still on work schedule almost, just getting off.
Yeah, it's only 5:38 there, right?
Yeah, and working from home, I have the kind of job where it's not like set time, so if something pops up, I just kind of do it.
Yep.
But it also gives me the liberty to be like, oh, there's the swallows just showed up. I'm going to go out in the yard and take pictures. There's the eagle up in the tree, my wife says, and next thing you know, I'm out standing for 20 minutes waiting for that guy to take off. He's in pro capture. I can't move. So
Jamie, if you got more people lined up, you can kick me, man.
All right, I don't right now, so
okay. Just let me know when you do, and then I'll be the next one to go.
For sure. If anybody who is on who hasn't shared any photos, if they want to queue up photos to share and talk about them, you're more than welcome to, for sure.
Let me see what I got.
We're always game for that as well.
I'll make sure, man.
I'm willing to try.
I got a few whenever you're.
Hey, it's a race. Whoever's got it queued up first.
All right.
You're not going to win anything other than getting to show your stuff first.
Nothing.
I really don't have anything to give away.
Significant admiration from everybody in the group.
There you go.
Okay. Can you see that?
No.
Who did we?
John raced to the black screen. So
it is nice. That's serious black and white, though.
All right.
Okay.
We'll pop Jeff up first.
All right.
Yeah. How close are you to this eagle?
So I'm standing right outside my office door, probably, I don't know, 200 feet. So this was a 300 with the 1.4, and then I ran it through gigapixel to first time playing with it.
Yeah.
Just see, and it's did pretty well. The funny thing is I was in shutter priority at like 1250, I think. And, but with the skies were so cloudy, I had exposure comp at plus 3.3
right
to pull out that detail.
Yep.
And just kept playing with it. And so I did this with Pro Capture, and I got a whole series of this guy taking off. It's kind of cool.
Sweet.
That's cool.
Hey, is Gigapixel, is that by Topaz? Is that who makes
that?
That's what that is.
I've started doing their the denoise and added that into my workflow, and then sharpen, and then this is the first time I tried with Gigapixel. So
sweet.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Man, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I've been like all about the birds these days, and I'll show. Oh, that's really weird. So these swallows have shown up, and I've been playing around with making some collages. So this is like the same bird, just a different series.
Yep.
And just played in Photoshop of them. They're so cool though. These are violet.
Oh, those are neat. Yeah.
Yeah, violet green swallows, and then that's a different series.
Wow, dude, they're so hard to get.
Oh man! So this was, if you guys saw me, I almost fell over so many times because I'm with the 300 and the dot sight, and I'm watching these guys and they come zooming by, and I'm like, trying to do this and catch them, and just hoping that I get them. And I started playing with my settings, like turning on focus limiting so it doesn't grab the trees back behind. So I say, okay, within 5 to 25 or 5 to 20 meters is my focus range. And then I also turned on, the release priority where it won't, if you don't have something in focus, it won't
it doesn't
release.
Go. Yeah.
And I was just playing with that off and on because I was getting so many, just thousands of like blurry backgrounds. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
If you miss something really fast like this. So I've just been playing around with those settings. I did one of those one-on-one sessions with Ray from Olympus, and we just walked through some of the settings and how to quickly on the X change some of these things. So he got me dialed in, and then I had a nice sunny morning the next morning and got some of these. This is a hawk on my fence. And he lifted his foot to wave and said, "Hey, I'm just here for the birds." And then this is a tree in my yard that this is a red-bellied sapsucker, and I got him just as he was taking off and caught his shadow, which I was pretty happy with.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, I've kind of turned into a bird person.
Yeah.
Not as much landscape stuff though.
Nice.
I did make it down to San Francisco and did some live composite from Salesforce Tower in December.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that you got in there.
Yeah. That was
cool.
I got in there, and finally the windows were just horrendously filthy though. But I got one of those suction cup mounts and stuck it right on the window and hung my camera off of it. So that was kind of, and they're like, they're never going to let you do that. My friends were, and I'm like, yeah, they will. Then nobody's going to care. And nobody looked twice at me doing that. So
sweet.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
I like it.
Yeah. And then these are just some panos I've been playing with. I did up in Canada. I went last July. So this is this little lodge over here. I don't know if it'll zoom in right. Looks like it crapped out.
Yeah. Probably too much.
Yeah. But so I finally gotten back into photography after moving up to Washington, and now I'm like all about birds these days. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
hey Jeff, do you mind sharing your site?
I just kicked him out.
Oh, you kicked him. What?
I meant to
put
kick
it
his,
in the
I meant to
put it
kick
in the
his,
chat.
Photo
Yeah, put it
share.
in the chat because I'd like to go through and look at some of the things he's got.
Cool. So we're gonna bring on Mike Hedge next. I'm gonna pop a couple of you guys out and bring in a few other people back in. So sorry.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Rich. Thanks for coming on. Jerry, I might bring y'all back in a minute if you're still on.
I'm going to eat, but I'll see you Saturday.
All right.
All right.
Enjoy your eating.
See you guys. I'm coming for that pen F, Mike.
Yeah. All right.
All right. See you guys.
See you, man.
All right.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. Trying to manage work and find some ways to get inspired to take a few photos. It seems like I work all day. I come home, I grab a bite, and I head out for 15 minutes of sunset, and that's about it.
Yeah. Have you been? You're in Illinois, right? So Southern Illinois,
Central Illinois, near Champaign-Urbana.
Okay.
Okay.
I was wondering how your storm season's been going so far. If you've had anything yet.
Not a lot. Not a lot. Just rainy and gray. Got a few good sunsets. I got a couple to show if I can share my screen, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all. Go ahead and we'll pop that.
And then sometimes you find them at the most inopportune times here. Let's see if I can. Oh, it's asking me to allow this on my system preferences.
It takes a few clicks to get through it.
Wow. Oh, now I got to change my security and privacy. This is interesting.
I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Bob, I'm sorry. Bob was waiting in the queue to share some images, so I'm going to bring him in while you're getting all set up over there.
Yeah.
So this was this guy Scott Bourne. You might have heard of him. He did a workshop out in Bosco del Apache.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and if you ever get a chance to do one of his workshops, and you got to get on the waiting list early, they're cheap. I think it was like $1,200. Obviously, you have to pay for your room and board and stuff, but getting access to the birds and everything else, as well as him knowing where to go, is just really, really worth the trouble. I got a few.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Nice.
And these are all with the EM1X, and most of them are with the 300 millimeter.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, hold on. Back up to that. Back up 2 shots.
2 shots.
Yep. So, okay. Explain this to me, because this looks like a pano. Is just cropped to look like a pano.
It's just cropped. It's a single shot.
Okay, with 7-14.
No, actually, I think this was, believe it or not, the 12-40.
Really?
At 12 millimeter.
At 12.
I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah. It's probably just an illusion from the way that it's presented, but man, it just looks ridiculously wide. You know, and maybe it's just
I think it's because it goes back, doesn't it? Like it zooms in almost to the back. I don't know. It's got a.
I think it's
blowing out.
I think it's part of it's the birds all going out at like all angles, like so.
Yeah. Well, here's the funny part: is we waited. We didn't get a single blast off the entire week that we were there, or 4 days, 5 days, whatever it was. These are actually birds coming in.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay.
The blast off, the density would be about 3 or 4 times higher. But it was fun.
Yeah. Wow. Very nice.
Oh, did you have more? Sorry.
Nope.
You
got the idea.
If you got more, we can share them for sure.
Oh, I got a lot more. But these guys are, 50 feet away.
Yeah. Wow.
And the behavior you get out of them was just wild. You never knew when they're going to do it, though. That was half the fun.
Yeah. It's so cool that you can. Wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that was the and no birds whatsoever anywhere. Scott's going, God damn it! They're normally 10,000 birds here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is my one artistic one.
I like it.
It's 1/80th of a second, if I remember right.
Cool. Very cool.
Nice.
So, you can take it back now, Jamie.
All righty. All right, Mike, did you get
I think I've got all my security settings done. You guys have been motivating me here on some of these podcasts here to try some different things. So let's see here.
There we go. Well,
whoa, what happened there?
You shared
your big application window.
Yeah, you shared your whole screen. What I would do is when you go to the share screen, there's a little tab at the top, and one should say share application window, and then you can share the application that the images are in.
Well, right now I've just got them on my screen.
Okay.
What if I minimize my
give her a shot.
How many screens do you have?
2.
Put them on
then try the other screen. It'll probably work.
Yeah, drag your images over to the other display.
Let me do that real quick. So
yeah, I've got 4 screens, so it was really interesting to figure out which one it was.
This is all new stuff for me. So you were encouraging us to do some black and whites, so I got out and shot some black and whites at sunset here over the last week. And okay, let's try this again here. Screen 2.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah, so this was one I took a few nights ago, just out in the country at sunset. One of my wide angles, probably my 7-14. I think I shot that with, and processed it. I've tried to set my screen in monochrome and shoot, but end up processing in the raw file in Lightroom because there's just a lot of dynamic range with some of the sunsets. Got another one here that I shot here locally that's about a half a mile from my house, which was kind of fun. And then went out my backyard the other night, and I was trying to figure out why my round suet feeder kept disappearing in 2 days, and I was out shooting the sunset, and I came home, and this little guy was sitting on my feeder. That was actually shot at 51,200 ISO with my I think it was my EM1 Mark II, and I was actually surprised it came out as well as it did. There's some noise in it, but it was just one of those, you grab the camera and get what you can get. So
yep,
for sure.
Oh, there's Muir Woods exiting from that here a few years ago. So I was out last night, and this was the sunset here in rural Illinois. I shot this one probably from a mile away from this town of this silhouette of this grain elevator. That was shot with my Sony A7R Mark III and the 16-35 G Master lens. But then I also had my Olympus with me, and so hang on. I shot this with my EM1 Mark II and the 12-100 lens, and I had it set in high res mode on the tripod, and actually it shot in a JPEG. I was actually surprised how well the JPEG came out. Did a little processing, but not a ton on this. And then this was a Jamie special. He's always encouraging us to shoot vertical, so kind of got a vertical image of that. But that the extent of my photography is these little outings. 3, 4, 5 miles out in the country, and I spend about a half an hour out there, and then I come home for the night. So
I understand what that is. That's my MO for sure.
That's what I'm doing right now too.
Yeah.
Short
trips. That's the way to do it. John, did you say you had some images you wanted to try to share, or?
Yeah. I'll try again. See what happens.
John gets to close out the show tonight. Last images we see.
I don't know that it's going to do it.
And that's all, folks. Thanks for tuning in. No.
By the way, this was a lot of fun, Jamie.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was.
And no, it's not going to. It's not going to show the images. It's just going to be black. Sorry.
I'll tell you what, John. So the next time we're going to do this, maybe I'll get a one-on-one going with you, and we can get it all set up so we have a system in place and make it easier.
Yeah, bring it in.
Yeah,
sure.
Do a little offline one.
I have a hay wagon out in the country that I've been shooting at sunset, kind of
your thing. If you're
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's a good foreground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's got slats and stuff, so if the sun's pretty bright, you can bring the sun through that.
Very cool. Well, yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. We've been running for 55 minutes on the button here. So to your statement or comment there, Bob, it was fun to do it this way, and we'll probably do this a lot more frequently moving forward. It's a lot of fun. I know everybody has to get tired of just Mike and I talking all the time. Yeah. It's always good to have someone else on and hear what they have to say, see what they've been shooting.
Exactly what they've been shooting.
I have to say the software worked really, really well. I'm impressed.
That's pretty good stuff.
Well, I don't think we could have ever done this very well with the old Hangout stuff.
No, you know
what? No.
What I think though is, and I don't know, we're turning this into a tech show, Bob, and you're the guy to ask about this. Would you know if Google's Hangouts API is public? I mean, do they have a public API? Because this feels like it's built on the Hangouts platform. It's very similar in a lot of ways.
They do. Google's actually very, very upfront about publishing interfaces to things. The problem you run into Google is they get bored and they stop doing something.
I know.
Let it die.
Always.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many things have they just walked away from? I mean,
big time.
Right. So Michael in the chat room is asking what we're using for software. So we're using a service called StreamYard. I don't remember if they still have a free version of it. When Mike and I first started using it, it was free because it was in beta, but we've upgraded to a paid package. It's pretty affordable.
So we can do all these really cool things.
Yeah. So, the paid package allows us to, put the Mirrorless Minutes branding up at the top in the background, and we can, throw little ticker banners and stuff, like, hey, you guys should be following me on Instagram, by the way. So yeah, it's a pretty cool service. And I highly recommend it. And I believe, Michael, if you're interested in it, get a hold of me offline. I've got a promo code I can give you. I think it saves you a few bucks. And full disclosure, I think we're supposed to do this nowadays. And it gives me a credit towards mine and Mike's service. Too,
we'll take it.
But well, look, thanks everyone that dropped in. I know we had, I think this is all I can add to the stream at once. Yeah, it is. So
okay.
Anyways, thank you guys all for coming in this week. I really appreciate having you on, and look forward to hopefully getting to shoot with
again someday.
Some way, some shape or form. You guys take care. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll be back
in
2
weeks. Good night, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Mike, what was your challenge? What was your challenge again, Mike?
Oh, hey, empty streets.
Empty streets.
Empty streets.
You get bonus points for a coyote?
Sure. Absolutely.
It's on my bucket list. It's on my list. I want
the closer the better.
Street. Yes. And don't forget, you guys, swing over to the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook page. I'm about ready to drop that link to the Dropbox so you can download those presets for black and white.
Where do you want us to post the pictures for the challenge?
Facebook group again. I know it's a pain because you can't see what you posted unless you go view the visitors' posts. But it's easier for us to keep it all in one place because otherwise we're jumping to Instagram for a hashtag, or we're jumping to a Flickr group, or we're jumping, on Facebook. It just makes it easier for us, and we're lazy. We still have day jobs. So you guys take care. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
See ya. Take it easy.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.